Everyone knows warships are impossible to miss, but in the Red Sea, that visibility has become a crucial, costly gamble. Since October 2023, United States ships have faced almost daily volleys of cheap drones and missiles, each intercepted at the price of a $1 million missile. Critics call them easy targets, but if presence is so dangerous, why keep these ships forward? The answer reveals a tension between immediate risk and the hidden cost of pulling back. It is a story where even perfect defense might not be enough. Surface ships stand out on the world's oceans, their metal hulls and tall masts reflecting radar and sunlight alike. In the Red Sea, that visibility is not just a feature, it is a liability. Modern surveillance from shore, including commercial radar, infrared sensors, and persistent drone flyovers, means a destroyer's position is rarely secret for long. Iranian-supplied unmanned aerial vehicles and spotters on land can track a hull's every move, feeding targeting data to missile crews hundreds of miles away. Unlike submarines or stealth aircraft, these ships are designed to be seen. Their size and emissions make them easy to find, and in an age of cheap electronics, almost anyone with a smartphone, a drone, or a fishing boat can contribute to their targeting. Critics point to this exposure as proof that U.S. surface combatants are easy targets, large, slow, and always on someone's screen. But the threat goes beyond being watched. Since late 2023, the Red Sea has become a test bed for massed, low-cost attacks. Houthi forces, backed by Iranian technology, have launched waves of one-way drones and anti-ship missiles at both merchant shipping and warships. Each drone may cost as little as $20,000 to $50,000 to assemble, using off-the-shelf parts and basic guidance. The missiles, while more expensive, are still a fraction of the price of the weapons used to stop them. For defenders, this creates an economic dilemma. Shooting down a $30,000 drone often means firing a missile that costs $2 million or more. A single destroyer might carry dozens of interceptors, but each engagement drains a finite magazine, one that cannot be refilled at sea, at least not yet. Even when every attack is stopped, the arithmetic favors the attacker. Cheap threats force expensive responses, and the cost exchange grows unsustainable over time. In this environment, the accusation of easy target is not just about hulls and sensors, it is about the basic arithmetic of modern naval warfare. USS Carney, an R. Lee Burke-class destroyer, spent months in the Red Sea under the command of Commander Jeremy Robertson. During that deployment, Carney's crew logged 51 separate combat engagements against Houthi missiles and drones, according to official Navy tallies. Independent reporting counts 65 destroyed targets, a mix of land attack cruise missiles, anti-ship ballistic missiles, and unmanned aerial vehicles. On October 19, 2023, Carney intercepted 19 threats in a single 10-hour stretch. Sailors described the shift from routine patrol to high-tempo combat as abrupt and relentless, with seconds to react when radar screens lit up and alarms sounded. The ship's combat action ribbon was earned in weeks of real, repeated danger, not a single dramatic moment. Carney's defense relied on a finite arsenal. Like every R. Lee Burke destroyer, Carney's missile power comes from its Mk-41 vertical launching system, 90 cells on early flights and 96 on newer hulls. Each cell holds one large missile, such as an SM-2 or SM-6, or a quad pack of smaller evolved Sea Sparrow missiles. Every time the ship launches an interceptor, that cell is out of action until the next reload in port. The magazine does not refill itself at sea. Even with perfect aim and flawless sensors, the number of available shots shrinks with each engagement. The math is simple and unforgiving. A determined adversary can keep sending threats, but Carney's magazine only counts down. Commander Robertson and his crew faced a tactical paradox. Their ship could outfight wave after wave of incoming drones and missiles, but each victory came at a cost measured in spent interceptors. The destroyer's survival never depended on invisibility or luck. It depended on the crew's ability to make each shot count, knowing that a long campaign could empty the magazine before the fight was over. The question became not whether Carney could defend itself, but how long it could keep doing so before needing to withdraw. That dilemma, how to stretch a finite magazine against persistent attack, now drives the search for new answers across the fleet. Container ships once flowed through the Red Sea and Suez Canal in a steady stream. By early 2025, that current had slowed to a trickle. Shipping analytics showed container traffic through the Red Sea corridor collapsed by nearly 3/4 as vessels diverted around Africa, adding weeks and millions in extra costs to global supply chains. The Red Sea, a passage that normally carries up to 15% of global seaborne trade, became a choke point not just for ships, but for the world economy. Freight rates surged, insurance premiums soared. Every day that warships stayed forward in these waters held consequences far beyond the horizon, rippling through factories, retailers, and fuel markets from Shanghai to Rotterdam. In response, the burden of security did not fall on a single navy. The European Union launched Operation Aspides on February 19, 2024, sending a multinational force into the Red Sea and Gulf of Aden to protect navigation. Rear Admiral Vasilios Griperis, the operations commander, described Aspides as a shield for commerce, focused on defense, de-escalation, and constant coordination with United States and regional partners. By early 2025, European Union reporting credited Operation Aspides forces with protecting more than 400 merchant ships, either through direct escort or by providing air defense coverage along threatened routes. British, Italian, French, and German warships all took turns on station, their radars and missile batteries forming a patchwork of overlapping protection. No single navy can cover every lane or respond to every threat. The United States keeps its ships forward in part because the calculus of presence is now shared. Coalition operations distribute risk, multiply coverage, and send a message to adversaries. The sea lanes will not be left undefended. As Rear Admiral Griperis put it in a public statement, "We are stronger together, and we are here to keep the world's trade moving." The cost of pulling back is measured not just in lost ships, but in lost confidence, lost cargo, and lost economic stability. In this environment, adaptation is not a choice, it is a necessity, driving navies to seek smarter, more sustainable ways to defend the arteries of global commerce. Modern naval defense is built on layers, not a single shield. When a destroyer faces a swarm of drones or missiles, its crew has more than just million-dollar interceptors at their disposal. The doctrine now calls for a mix of hard-hitting missiles, rapid-fire guns, electronic warfare, and specialized counter-drone tools. Each layer is chosen for its cost, effect, and the type of threat coming in. This approach is not just theory, it has become daily practice in the Red Sea, where every engagement is a test of how to stretch a ship's finite magazine. The Navy's search for new answers has also moved into the realm of directed energy. In 2024, the destroyer USS Preble carried out a test at sea using the Helios laser system. During that evaluation, Helios engaged a drone target. That was a milestone that moved lasers from concept to real-world demonstration. The system, integrated into Preble's combat suite, offers a glimpse at a future where ships can knock down some threats with concentrated light, powered by their own generators. Each laser shot costs little more than the fuel to run the ship's engines, making it a tool for saving precious missiles for the most dangerous targets. Still, lasers have their limits. Weather, sea spray, and line of sight all matter, and for now, missiles remain essential against high-speed or distant threats. Endurance at sea also depends on logistics. For decades, a warship that fired off most of its missiles had to leave the fight and head for port, sometimes 1,000 miles away. That changed in October 2024 when the Navy used the tram system to reload a vertical launch cell on USS Chosin while underway, with USNS Washington Chambers supplying the canister. This demonstration proved that, at least in calm seas, ships could top up their magazines without leaving the danger zone. The ability to rearm at sea does not just buy more shots, it buys more time on station, blunting an enemy's strategy of exhausting a ship's magazine and forcing it to withdraw. Together, these advances, layered defense, directed energy, and at-sea reload, are turning the old arithmetic of magazine depth into something more flexible and more sustainable for the fights ahead. Every missile launched in the Red Sea today is a test of whether the math of defense can keep up with the scale of attack. As adversaries adapt and costs mount, presence at sea becomes a strategic wager. The real danger is when the world stops paying attention